guys, happy Monday. I'm here to read to you another chapter from The Witches. When we left off, the witches had sensed that there was a kid in the hotel, which there is. We know they caught the mice, and the main witch wasn't very nice to the mice, and they came up with a recipe to turn the children into mice. So, this next chapter is called Bruno Jenkins Disappears. The Grand High Witch was starting to talk again. I am now going to prove to you, she said, that the recipe is working to perfection. You understand, of course, that you can set the alarm clock to go off any time you like. It does not have to be 9 o'clock. So yesterday I am personally preparing a small quantity of the magic formula in order to give to you a public demonstration, but I am making one small change to the recipe. Before I am roasting the alarm clock, I'm setting it up to go off, not at 9 o'clock the next morning, but 3:30 the next afternoon, which means 3:30 is the next afternoon, which means 3:30 this afternoon. And that, she said, glancing at her wristwatch, is precisely 7 minutes time. The audience of witches was listening intently, sensing that something dramatic was about to happen. So what am I doing yesterday with this magic liquid? She asked the Grand High Witch. I will tell you what I am doing. I am putting one droplet of it, very squashly chocolate bar. I am giving this bar to a repulsive, smelly little boy who is hanging around the lobby of the hotel. The Grand High Witch paused. The audience remained silent, waiting for her to go on. I watched this repulsive little brute gobbling up the squishy bar of chocolate. When he had finished, he said to him, "Was that good?" He said, "It was great." So I said to him, "Would you like some more?" He said, "Yes." So I said, I will give you 6 more chocolate bars like that if you will meet me in the ballroom at this hotel in 3:25 tomorrow afternoon. 6 bars, cried this greedy little swine. I'll be there. You bet I'll be there. So the stage is set, shouted the Grand High Witch. The proof is in the pudding, about to begin. Do not forget that before I am roasting the alarm clock yesterday. I am setting it up 3:30 o'clock yesterday. I'm setting it 3:30 today. It is now, she glanced around at her watch. It is now exactly 25 minutes past 3, and the nasty little smirk, who will be turning into a mouse in 5 minutes' time, should be at this very moment be standing outside the doors. And by gum, she was absolutely right. The boy, whoever he might be, was already rattling the door handle, banging on the doors with his fist. Quick! Shrieked the Grand High Witch. Put on your wigs. Put on your gloves. Put on your shoes. There was a great rustle and bustle of putting on the wigs and gloves and shoes, and I saw the Grand High Witch herself reach for her face mask and put it on over the revolting face of hers. It was astonishing how the mask transformed her. All of a sudden, she became once again a rather pretty young lady. "Let me in," came the boy's voice from behind the doors. "Where are those chocolate bars you promised me? I'm here to collect. Dish them out." He was not only smelly, but he was greedy, said the Grand High Witch. "Remove the chains from the doors. Let him come in." The extraordinary thing about the mask was that his lips were moved quite naturally when she spoke. You really couldn't see it was a mask at all. One of the witches leapt to her feet, unfastened the chain. She opened 2 huge doors. Then I heard her saying, "Why, hello, little man. How lovely to see you. You have come from your chocolate bars, have you not? They are all ready for you. Do you come in?" The small boy was wearing a white t-shirt and a gray shorts, gym shoes, and entered the room. I recognized him at once. He called Bruno Jenkins, and he was staying at the hotel with his parents. I didn't care for him. He's one of those boys who's always eating something whenever you meet him. Meet him in the hotel lobby, and he is stuffing a sponge cake into his mouth. Pass him in the corridor, and he is fishing potato crisps out of the bag by the fistfuls. Catch him sight of him at the hotel garden. He's wolfing a dairy milk bar, and he has 2 more sticking out of his trouser pockets. What's more, Bruno never stopped boasting about how his father made more money than my father and that he owned 3 cars. But worse than that, yesterday morning I had found him. 20 seconds, cried the Grand High Witch. Gimme the chocolate, shouted Bruno, becoming suddenly suspicious. Gimme the chocolate, let me out of here. 15 seconds, cried the High Witch. Will one of you crazy punks kindly tell me what this is all about, shouted Bruno. 10 seconds, cried the Grand High Witch. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. V high ingestion. I could have sworn I heard an alarm clock ring, and I saw Bruno jump. He jumped as though someone had stuck a hat pin deep into his bottom, and he yelled, "Ow!" He jumped so high that he landed on a small table up there on the stage, and he started hopping about on top of this table, waving his arms and yelling his head off. Then suddenly he became silent. His whole body stiffened. "Alarm clock has gone off," shrieked the Grand High Witch. "The mouse maker is beginning to work." He started hopping about on one platform, clapping her gloved hands together as she shouted out, "This smelly bread, this filthy scum, this horrid little louse will very soon become a lovely little mouse." Bruno was getting smaller by the second. I could see him shrinking. Now his clothes seemed to be disappearing, and brown fur was growing all over his body. Suddenly he had a tail. Then he had whiskers. Now he had 4 feet. It all was all happening so quickly. It was a matter of seconds only, and then at once he wasn't there anymore. Here's a picture of the boy and the Grand High Witch. A small brown mouse was running around the tabletop. "Bravo!" yelled the audience. "She's done it. It works. It's fantastic. It's colossal. It's the greatest yet. You are a miracle, oh brainy one." They were all standing up and clapping, cheering, and the Grand High Witch produced the mousetrap from the folds of her dress and stared to set it. "Oh no," I thought. "I don't want to see this. Bruno Jenkins may have been a bit of a stinker, but I am dashed if I want to watch him having a head chopped off." "Where is he?" snapped the Grand High Witch, searching for the platform. "Where has the mouse got to?" Then she couldn't find him. Clever Bruno must have jumped down off the table and scampered off into some corner down the small hall. Thank heavens for that. "It matters not," shouted the Grand High Witch with silence, "and sit down." And here's a picture of Bruno slowly turning into a mouse. And that's the end of that chapter. Tomorrow we read the ancient ones. I hope you're having a good day. I miss you all. Mwah.